All right, we're here with the UFC heavyweight fighter, Mr. Tom Aspinall. Hello, sir. How are you today?
Very well, thank you. Looking forward to the event tonight. Yeah.
Listen, 2022 has been quite the year for you. The highest of highest, the lowest of lowest. Let's start with the good results, of course, and your victory over Alexander Volkov in March was impressive. How was the atmosphere and how was it, for you to fight in front of your crowd at the O2 Arena?
Yeah, I mean the atmosphere that night was very special because of the other UK guys and girls as well. Like it was mostly wins. We had a full UK card, and that was a really special night. Especially, I was written off by a lot of people in that fight. A lot of people thought that I had no chance, and I made it look easy, as I knew that I could. So that was a special night for me. And then the Blaydes fight obviously didn't go the same. Didn't go well at all. Went as bad as it could have gone, but unfortunately that's sport. It's not even just sport, that's life sometimes. Life doesn't always go the way you think it's going to go sometimes. So recovery now, and I'm going to be back next year.
I'll ask about the Curtis Blaydes fight in a little bit. It was your fight with Volkov was your first UFC main event. Did you feel the pressure ahead of that fight? Did you feel the moment?
I think anytime you're fighting someone, doesn't matter on what scale it is, there's a lot of pressure because it's a two-horse race. There's two people in there. One person's got to win, one person's got to lose, and I don't like losing. I don't like getting beat up either. So there's always pressure, but especially like main eventing at home in front of 22,000 in a sold-out O2 Arena, that's a fucking big deal, man. That's a massive deal for a UK guy. So yeah, there was a lot of pressure, definitely. But I do well under pressure. Clearly, I thrive under pressure. I'm one of the people that can use pressure to my advantage, and I think that takes a special fighter to be able to do that sometimes. Not everybody can do it. A very small percentage of fighters can actually do that, and I'm happy to say that I'm one of them.
The fight with Blaydes didn't go according to plans.
Yeah.
You got injured, after the first shot of the fight. How is your knee recovering from that shot?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a bad knee for a long time. A lot of fighters, well, not even all fighters, all athletes have injuries, long-term injuries. And this was a long-term injury, and now it's finally fixed. It's really strong. I work with the best surgeon in the UK, working with the best physio in the UK, and my knee, me coming back with two knees, because my last 7 fights I've been able to use one leg in training camp only. So now me coming back with 2 legs, I think it's going to be a completely different animal to what I was before.
And can we expect to see an improved version of Tom Aspinall?
There's definitely going to be an improved version. You got to remember, for my last 6-7 fights, so my whole UFC career, I couldn't even really grapple that much because of my knee. I couldn't be on my knee for that long. It wasn't a new injury. This is a really old injury. So I think there's so much more stuff. There's stuff that I'm doing now in the gym, 4 months, 5 months after my surgery, that I've not been able to do in the gym for 3-4 years. So I'm feeling great. It's going to be much better when I come back, definitely.
Are you targeting a particular part of the year in 2023 for your return?
I'm just going to come back when I'm ready, I don't want to. No one's going to tell me what to do and put pressure on me to when I come back, because I can't afford for this to happen again. This is not happening again. Simple as that. When I come back, I want it to be 100% sure that I'm going to come back and push on and win the title. Not be oh, I can't take this fight because of my knee. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm going to come back with 100% sure focus that I'm going to go and win the title and nothing less. So to answer the question, I'm just going to get back in there when I feel ready to get back in there, and I'm not putting a time frame on it.
And would you like a rematch with Curtis Blaydes?
Of course I would, but I think I need to deserve that. Okay. And I think Curtis is in a good spot for himself now. He's in the top 3 of the division, and he should be pushing on for a title shot. If the shoe was on the other foot and I was in Curtis's division, in Curtis's place, I definitely wouldn't rematch me. I would let me have a couple more fights first and then do it. So I don't expect Curtis to wait for me. Definitely not. I don't expect that. But to answer the question, do I want to fight him again? Of course I want to fight him again. I don't want to end it like that with him. But we're both young guys. We've got a long career ahead of us, so I'm sure we'll meet again, definitely.
And you know, what's about? I read this stuff on Twitter right now. There are some journalists or some people complaining that the UFC isn't pushing enough or isn't doing enough, you know, to make the most out of the golden generation of MMA fighters in the UK right now. And the topic was, you know, booking and or looking for a stadium show in the United Kingdom rather than the traditional, O2 Arena show. What do you think about that?
Well, let me start by saying the O2 Arena is like prestigious for a UK person, and I think the O2 Arena is an amazing thing. It's an amazing place to hold any event, but it is like there wasn't a spare seat in there both times that I fought there. It was packed, absolutely packed, and it just shows like the star power that we've got in the UK at the moment. And I think that it would be wise for the UFC. Like, obviously I'm not a UFC worker. I'm not like someone high up in the UFC, but I think it would be a good time to like take the UK market now and run with it, because it's absolutely flying at the moment. Like, the UK fighters are absolutely on fire at the moment, and I think that they should use that to their advantage and try and do a stadium if possible.
Are you going to push for the UFC to return to Manchester?
Oh, that would be my dream. Is fighting in Manchester at the arena in Manchester. But I don't know. I would love them to. I would absolutely love them to. But as long as they fight in the UK regular, that's UK is a small place. Everyone's going to travel either way, so I'm not really too fussed where it is. But if I could choose, obviously it would be Manchester.
Last one, you told me that you will return when you feel ready, and that's, of course, that's great. But is there anyone in particular whom you're targeting, or perhaps a name you would like to face in your UFC return?
No, absolutely not. I want everyone to know that when I come back, I'm fucking serious about going for the title. I'm not messing about anymore, and I'm ready to take anyone who I can. You know what I mean? In the top 15, mate, and especially the top 10, everyone can beat everybody. So I don't think you can be like, especially at heavyweight, I don't think you can be like picky about your opponents and say, oh, this guy doesn't suit my style. Blah, blah, blah. Like, we're top 10 fighters in the world, on the whole planet. You can't afford to be like choosing who you fight. You know what I mean? When you're coming up and stuff, and you're fighting in the lower leagues, and fair enough, you want to get the right fights for you, but I don't feel like the top 10 guys should choose who they're fighting. Like, I'll fight anybody.
Okay, thank you very much for your time today.
Thanks, man.